The Israeli military launched widespread airstrikes across Gaza early Tuesday, marking the end of a fragile ceasefire that had halted hostilities since January. Palestinian health officials reported at least 100 deaths, including many children, as strikes hit multiple locations, including Gaza City, northern Gaza, Deir al-Balah, Khan Yunis, and Rafah. Israel's military confirmed it had struck dozens of targets and indicated that the offensive would continue as long as necessary, potentially expanding beyond airstrikes. The attacks were significantly larger in scale than previous targeted drone operations against suspected militants. The escalation followed weeks of unsuccessful negotiations to extend the ceasefire agreed upon on January 19th. Hamas condemned Israel for violating the truce, warning that the fate of 59 remaining hostages held in Gaza was now uncertain. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office accused Hamas of repeatedly refusing to release the hostages, despite proposals from U.S. President Donald Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff. Israel will now escalate its military operations against Hamas, Netanyahu's office declared. A White House spokesperson confirmed that Israel had consulted with U.S. officials before launching the strikes. The Israeli military stated that its target concluded mid-level Hamas commanders, key leadership figures, and infrastructure linked to the group. Mediators from Egypt and Qatar had been working in Doha to broker an extended truce, but the talks faltered. Israel, with U.S. support, pushed for the release of the remaining hostages in exchange for a longer ceasefire, which would have extended beyond the Muslim fasting month of Ramadan and the Jewish holiday of Passover in April. However, Hamas insisted on negotiating a permanent end to the war and a complete withdrawal of Israeli forces from Gaza, in line with the original ceasefire terms. "We hold Netanyahu and Zionist occupation fully responsible for violating and dismantling the agreement," Hamas stated. Both sides have accused each other of failing to uphold the January truce, but until now, full-scale fighting had been avoided. Israel had previously blocked aid deliveries into Gaza and repeatedly threatened to resume military action if Hamas did not agree to return the remaining hostages. While the Israeli military did not provide specific details about the latest strikes, Palestinian health authorities and local witnesses reported significant damage across Gaza. Buildings were hit in Gaza City and at least 3 houses were struck in Deir al-Balah. Targets were also attacked in Khan Yunis and Rafah, according to medics and residents. The conflicts, which began on October 7, 2023, after a large-scale Hamas-led assault on Israeli communities that killed approximately 1,200 people and resulted in the abduction of 251 hostages, has left much of Gaza in ruins. In response, Israel's military campaign has killed more than 48,000 people, according to Palestinian health authorities, and has severely damaged the enclave's housing, infrastructure, and hospital system. Habiba Muhammad Ibrahim, reporting from DIM TV.